To find a balance sheet, we went into google.com. Here we typed in budget template Google Sheets, and down here we get a free four free budgeting templates. Okay, so I clicked on that, and then it opens up this one right here. So I saved it, and now I have opened it. So this is a NerdWallet budget. So what I've put in here is a person, probably a younger person. They have just started and they have just bought a house, and we're going to go through the budget and tell you how this actually is not even going to work for this person. So let's break this down. All right, so this person is making $50,000 per year, and that equates to $4,166 per month. Okay, so then what we do is we need to go with how many taxes are taken out of that. So I popped in here. If you make $50,000 a year living in Georgia, you will be taxed $10,000. It means your net pay will be $39,500. So $3,295 per month. Okay, so that's what I plugged in here. All right, so then let's just say, for instance, we just bought this house. This is a $149,000 house in Georgia. I'll open it up right here. Okay, let's scroll up. All right, so we want to break this down into how much. This is a 3-bed, 2-bath house in Georgia, and then I did want to show that we can see the public tax history. And then this is in 2023. They paid $2,039 for taxes for the entire year. Okay, so we plugged in a couple of things here. So we got auto insurance or property tax, so that is that number right there, broken down. And how we got to this mortgage right here, I want to go back to that. So here's your mortgage. I just have a little snippet here, but yeah, so you put in, let's round it up to $150. No down payment. We'd like to put down 20% to eliminate PMI. PMI is called private mortgage insurance, and it's just additional insurance that the bank puts on that protects the bank, not yourself, but it costs $100-200 for you, so you don't want to pay that. So if you could put 20% down, that'd be great, but that means you need to have 20%, and 20% is, it doesn't give me any, no, $20. 20% of $150,000 times 0.2 is $30,000, so you gotta have $30,000 cash. That's a lot. So, but the price definitely jumps down, right? But we're gonna do none of that right now, and this doesn't include taxes, insurance, and HOA fees. So $1,173. That's what we got in our budget. Okay, so now we got auto insurance premiums. Now this can be higher or lower depending on how many cars that you have and what type of cars you have. If you have high luxury cars or you're younger, you're going to be paying more for this. So, and then health insurance premiums, if you're a single person or do you have a family, this is it's going to vary quite a lot. Are you on a lower income limit and you can get the ACA? You can lower it, but let's remember that this is you got to multiply this by 2, because this is the original figure multiplied by 2 because you're paid bi-weekly normally. So that's why I did that. So that's the total amount I pay per month. Okay, electricity and natural gas bill $200, water bill $80, groceries, essentials, toiletries, stuff like that $600, car payment $517. So let's just say you went out and you needed to have a brand new car. So you went to go buy this 2025 Honda Civic, and the price of that is $26,111. And let's do a breakdown of that. We put in $26,111. We have excellent credit. Okay, let's hope we have excellent credit. If we don't, we're going to be paying more interest on this car. So we put that in there. We put down 0 down payment, 0 net trade-in value, a 60-month loan, and it pops out that we need to pay $517 per month on this car for 60 months, so 5 years. Okay, so back to the budget, and that's we plugged in that number. Now when you get gasoline, okay, we don't know how far you are living from your house and your commute, so we put in that. phone bill, internet bill, and total spent on necessities is $3,891. Now we want to put the bare minimum into our 401k because we want our employer to match and give us free money. So if we put in $230, our employer will put in $230 too. So you're basically getting an entire free $230. So this is very wise to take advantage of this if you can. And I would say let's prioritize this because this is how you start everything. So, and later on I will go through within this series that we need to actually contribute this 401k to something. So let's put it into like a VTI or VOO, which is a total stock market fund, or the 500 stocks within an ETF. So we could put it into a targeted date fund, which is fine. Let's just not have it sitting in cash, growing as cash. If it grows as cash, it's going to grow zero interest, and it's not really worthwhile investing it. So, but as we can see in this example here, we don't have enough to survive. We can't even make it with this budget here. So this is telling me that something's got to give. So do we give up on the brand new car? Do we buy a used car? Maybe we drop down to just bare minimum insurance needed on that car. The house, maybe the house is too much for us. Maybe we get a rent for a while. But let's think about this house. This house is $1,100. How much rent will you pay with $1,100? We're gonna round it. Let's round it up. $1,200. So, what is the comparison between the rent of a house and the rent of, mortgaging the house or renting the same house or renting an apartment? Do you want to be wasting all that money? Now, there is some advantages to renting, but in this case, if you plan to buy this house and be there for a long time, I would say let's sacrifice. Let's buy that house. So in this case, I think we need to start dropping down some of our expenses here. So we gotta drop $826, which sounds pretty difficult actually. So let's say we maybe we have to get a side hustle, or, to afford this stuff, or you have a pension. You're not going to have a pension because you're young. So yeah, we're going to have to drop some things down. So what can we drop? Well, we can go for a cheaper car. So let's drop this. Okay, we're going to have one car for the entire family. Let's drop that to 100. Health insurance premium. We're gonna make sure that this is the bare minimum. We want to make sure we're covered for catastrophic issues. Let's say you're diagnosed with something bad and you want to have like a max cutoff on that insurance. So let's drop this down to 400. So 200 a month. I think that's probably reasonable. You're gonna live, let's drop this down to 150 a month on your electricity and gas. Let's say you're gonna conserve your water. We're gonna drop this down to maybe 50 a month. And groceries, you're starting to eat beans and rice like Dave Ramsey recommends. So let's drop this down to 400 a month. That car payment, you don't have a car payment anymore because you couldn't afford that car. So let's drop this down to zero. Well, actually, no, you have to have some sort of car. So let's say you got an older, a 10 plus year old car, and let's put in $300 in there. Okay. Now we got gasoline, phone and internet. You still need you still need phone and internet. And looks like we all of a sudden we have $47. So $47 is showing that we are actually contributing to our 401k, which is great. And we are actually cash flow positive, which is good. So that means that $47 would then go into a savings account. So now we put that in our savings account. Now we have zero, which is called zero-based balancing. And this is good. We want to, all money has a purpose. Every single dollar has a purpose. So that is very good. And what we need to do with this, we have to think about what events are going to happen in our life? Well, every single year you're going to get a pay raise. You're going to start paying off those items. So eventually that car payment will disappear. Let's say within 5 years, I'm sure you're not getting a 5-year loan on a used car. Let's hope not. And we'll eventually drop off that car payment. Okay, that's $300 saved. Eventually, if you now had 300 extra bucks on your budget, what you do with that 300 bucks, you throw that into your house payment. You try to pay off that house a little faster. Okay, once you pay that house off, normally we get either a 15 or a 30-year loan on this mortgage. Let's say we're paying some extra payments on it, as much as we can, and we can drop that down. So now all of a sudden we pay off that home, and it's been 15 years of this real tight budget. I mean, we're not going to sit here 15 years on this same salary. My guess is you're going to get 3% additional amount per year. So this amount changes. Maybe over a few years you're making $60,000 a year or $70,000. So everything increases, and eventually what I would start doing is put a lot of that money into your mortgage and pay off your mortgage. Okay, once you got that mortgage paid off, let's take a look at what happens here. So now we got that all paid off. Now we have $1,476. Let's say $1,500 now. $1,520 is going into savings. No, we're not going to put that into savings, because savings doesn't give us very good return back. It gives us maybe 3 to 4%, depending on which bank. And if you're at Bank of America or something like that, Bank of America is going to give you next to nothing interest on that amount that you're putting into there. So let's put that into a CD, or let's actually put that into investment accounts. So let's open up a IRA, or let's put that into Robinhood, TD Ameritrade, Schwab, whatever you want. But let's start putting this into the market. And in other videos that I have, I will describe how to put that money into the market and be safe and be well diversified. We want to be very well diversified, because we don't want any recessions to knock us down quite a bit. We want to have a quick bounce back and be able to bounce back. As we're young, though, we can take a lot more risk. So I would say put a lot of this into a total stock market fund, S&P 500 fund, something like that. If you're in your 20s and 30s, you still got a long time till you're going to retire, unless you are actually thinking about financial independence, retire early. So then in that case, you need to really get your money working for you. So okay, so that is the budget for a younger person starting out.